Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel, The King of How To. In today's video I'm going to show you how to make these inexpensive coasters for your glasses. What I ended up using was I had some mosaic tile left over from a backsplash project, and I ended up cutting a design out of them, putting them on a thin sheet of foam so it wouldn't scratch any surfaces, and I glued them down, and I did some grout in between. They're very sturdy, lightweight, and they were great under your cups or glasses. Now you can use any design or mosaic tile you like. I just used whatever I had left over from a project, so I wouldn't have to buy anything to make these. The first step is going to be cutting out your design, whichever design you choose to go with. I had originally a full sheet here. I already cut out a few of them. I ended up using just an X-Acto knife to cut these out. They're only joined by these little glue spots here. So I ended up cutting 5 of these here. So in the end, I will be left with 5 coasters. There's few glue spots that were left behind, so all I did, I just cleaned them up with the X-Acto knife, so you have a nice straight edge. We can always cover this edge afterwards with some paint if you like to make it the same color as the base, or you can leave it the way it is and it will work just fine. Second step is to trace out all of our coasters onto this black foam board I got from the dollar store. Very inexpensive. So I have my 3 coasters here. I am going to cut around them so they match nicely to the shape. Once we have our general shape cut out, we can gently pop this off, making sure that there's no damages done to it. If you like, you can leave the paper back on it, or you can just peel it off, whichever you like. I peel it off so I have one smooth surface, and it is paper, so if it gets wet it could stick to the surface, so I just take it off in advance. Once we have this all cleaned up, I am going to try and dry fit the tile onto the foam. Most of my lines were nicely cut, so I don't have to do any trimming. There's a few spots where I'm going to touch it up so it doesn't stick out too much, so it's just right at the edge. So I'm going to use my X-Acto knife for this again and just shave it off nice and easy. It cuts super nice because it is foam, so there's really no struggle to get a nice clean line with this. Now that all the sides are trimmed and it fits really nicely, I am going to glue this down onto my foam. I'm using construction adhesive PL. It really works well with the foam. First I'm going to dampen this a little bit, as the instructions say that if we are gluing anything down to the foam, it should be a little bit damp. So I just have a wet cloth here, and I'm just going to give it a quick wipe so there's a little bit of moisture. I'm going to put the glue on my tile, little blobs right in the middle so it doesn't spill out when I press it on to my foam bottom. We don't need too much of this. It will hold just fine with a little blob in the middle once it all gets spread out. Now we can press this down onto our foam piece. Making sure that we press firmly down so the glue gets spread evenly under the whole tile. Okay, if you notice some glue spilling out, just wipe it right away. It will be easier for you at this point. So we're just going to clean it up with our wet cloth. Any parts that spilled out. Now we have to leave this for 24 hours according to the instructions on the tube. It's been now 24 hours and the adhesive dried fully. Next, we're going to apply the grout in the empty spaces that we have in the mosaic tile. I had some white grout left over. All I did was add some black acrylic paint to it to make it a gray tint that's going to match my mosaic tile. If you like, you can buy whichever color you like, but to save money I just used whatever I had left over. We're going to spread the grout and push it in as far as we can into our spots. I'm going to repeat this process to my other coasters that still have to be done. According to the grout specs, we need to wait 5 to 10 minutes before we wipe this down. So we're just going to put it on the side while I do the other two coasters. This should be dry enough for me to wipe it with a damp cloth or a sponge. Now that the 10 minutes went by, I'm going to wipe the grout so it comes off nicely from the tile. So I have a wet cheesecloth here, and I'm just going to wipe away until I'm happy with my grout lines. Once my grout lines are nice and even, I can use the dry side of my cloth just to get rid of any excess water and moisture from the coaster. When it comes to our corner edges here, I'm just gonna use my finger to get a nice corner made. I'm going to do this to all three. Our last step is to clean up this edge here. So what I am going to do is I am painting the edge all the way around black to match my base, so you don't see the color difference from the base to the tile. So I'm gonna do all my edges on all four of my coasters so it looks much better in the end. Permanent marker works great. You can use paint, spray paint, whatever you'd like to cover this edge. And there we have it. Nice complete coaster. Thank you for watching. Please remember to subscribe, like, and enjoy my videos. Thanks.